Up, Nation? Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Want to be able to talk a little bit about, the schedule that's going to be coming around the corner, as well as some other events as it relates or pertaining to Dallas Cowboys. And with all of the news and the hoopla about, dare I say, the CD Lamb actual number and all of the rookies that we picked up, I like it in a sense, but in actuality, people have forgotten about the dog from last year. I'm gonna let that sink in into y'all mental. A lot of people forgot about the dog that was here last year. He wore number 13, if you know what I mean. And that's Michael Gallup. A lot of people need to understand this. Think about it. He's flying under the radar. So many people are concentrated and focused in on number 88, CD Lamb, so many people. But a lot of people forgot about the dog, Michael Gallup. All we seen last year was him getting better and better and better and better. Throughout the course of the NFL, last year, if you think about it, there's only been three teams to make over 1,000 yards as relates to more than three receivers at a time. And last year, if the officials never hated on Randall Cobb, maybe we could have hit that marker last year. But we improved in some categories as relates to wide receiver core before we even played it down. Let that sink in. So what I'm trying to say is, Cowboy Nation, is that let's stop focusing on the wrong thing and look at the best thing. Now we will have a Michael Gallup playing in the X position, knowing that he gobbled up the second and third string cornerbacks. Let that sink in. And now you will insert a CD Lamb with number 88. And you will have a number 19 out there. I know a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, the kid was forced the number 88 upon him when he should have wore number 10 or number 11 or number 13 or 14 or 15, whatever number that was available. Let me say this. We can't have it both ways, Cowboy Nation. Can I repeat? We cannot have it both ways. And yeah, don't forget about Devin Smith. I see you down there, fam, that put Devin Smith's name out there. You can't have it both ways. We can't be known as the world's renowned team or the world's greatest marketing team and get mad when they do marketing things. You can't be mad and upset about, hey, Jerry Jones is forcing this young kid to wear a number that he got to live up to a legacy. This is the Dallas Cowboys, baby. Get with it, deal with it. Get with it and deal with it, because that's just the reality of it. Also, for those who out there who say, well, this is like the slave owner and these are the slaves and it's like the slave owner mentality. Stop it. Stop it. You sound foolish. These players are getting paid millions of dollars. And last I checked, my ancestors didn't get a dime. Let me repeat, my ancestors didn't get a dime. So stop using that falsehood of sitting there saying that this is a slave owner. And if you knew Jerry Jones, you wouldn't put him in those realms of sitting there saying that he's racist or he's a guy that only look at one side of the table. No, don't do that. Stop being foolish. Stop thinking like that. Because in the reality of it, you guys were not there. And at the same time, by CD Lamb being the 17th overall draft pick, of course, out of the legacy aspect and out of respect for, I'm going to say this, out of respect for Jerry Jones, he could have said, hey, I want to wear number 10. But Jerry Jones could have pleaded to him and said, hey, wearing number 88 would mean this to me. And on top of that, if you listen to the playmaker, he's right behind me. You see the picture of the photograph of the playmaker? He said, man, you got to be born and bleeded blue with this particular situation with that number. And what he was saying is that, who knows, he could have got on the phone with CD Lamb and said, it will be an honor for you to wear my number, 88. Let me repeat. He could have got on the phone and called CD Lamb and said, it will be an honor for you to wear my number, 88. So I want people to stop looking at everything and being so, this guy got to do this guy got to do that. Shout out to you, Jay. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation, man. Really appreciate you because you dropped that $88 in the in the chat box the other day. And here's the thing: there's no disrespect to Dez Bryant. There's no disrespect to Michael Irvin or Drew Pearson. But at the end of the day, these are just numbers. Just numbers. Just so happen that when you play with the silver, when you play with the blue, when you play with that star on the side of your helmet, you held to a different standard. Look, I kid you not. A lot of people want fancy things. A lot of people want luxury items, or a lot of people want a certain car, an automobile, to do a certain output, or from what they look at from the outside looking in. A lot of people want a Tesla. What's that? A car, a Beamer, and all these things, a BMW. But when you get those type of things, you just can't put cheap gas in it. Let me repeat, you just can't put cheap gas in it. You got to step it up. You got to put that premium gas in it. You can't go out there and buy a car and say, okay, I'm going to put the cheap gas in there. No. With the Dallas Cowboys, people relish certain things. And with that being said, when you're speaking of a certain realm of the Dallas Cowboys, a certain aura of the Dallas Cowboys, it's just how it goes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it wasn't CD Lamb's fault to say, hey, I don't want to go to the Cowboys, but they drafted him. I'm just putting it in certain terms. That's just how it goes. When you play for the Dallas Cowboys, you are always going to be immersed with the crazy pressures of the world. ESPN, they talking about the Cowboys now. I can hear Stephen A. Smith probably talking about the Cowboys now. Appreciate whoever made the donation to help grow the nation, man. Really appreciate you, Stokely. Cowboy Nation, stand up, $8.88, man. Really appreciate you, man, so much, man. I just want to be able to bring those things to you all and understand that every move is calculated. Look, we can't, like I said, we can't get mad at Jerry Wayne Jones for doing marketing things. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. He didn't become a billionaire by mistake. He didn't become a billionaire by working at Walmart or pay less, flipping burgers at Wendy's. He didn't do that route. He don't have that small mind. He thinking 2 or 3 places or fronts ahead of us at this point. But I can't stress this out enough. Shout out to you, Manny, man. Really appreciate you so much for tuning in to the nation. Jay said he only speak with what he know. Yeah. Shout out to you, Jay, man. You really plugged in with the thing, man. Can't forget about Gallup. I hope not. They better not forget about Gallup, and I want the opposition to forget about Gallup. Hey, the schedule come out next week, or is it week after next? And we got to be battle tested. We got to be starting off on the same page. I think that, look, I'm a momentum type of guy. I think that the first 3 weeks are very crucial for the psyche of the Cowboys, for the new coaching staff. I think that the first 3 weeks, I think out of the first 3 weeks, we should have maybe 2 divisional games. If they want to go divisional game. But I do know in the past, now they would like to have the divisional games at the latter part. But I do like the aspect of playing the Giants first or playing the Redskins first so we can get a jump in or a beat in on this particular division. Let me know if you guys feeling the same way, because that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it, man. Really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Coffee good, baby. Coffee good. So when we think about this team, when we look at this team and we say to ourselves, how can we get on the better page than what we started off last year? Remember, we was talking about the defensive side of the ball, and I was sitting there telling a lot of people, shout out to you, my Cowboys family, in 2 years, though both Amari Cooper and Gallup can be free agents. Amari Cooper is only one first 2-year guarantee. There's a lot of read, man, on the phone, but I feel what you said. Yeah, in 2 years, all of this contract stuff could be over with, but do not forget about Gallup. Do not forget about Gallup and understand what Amari Cooper did for us last year with the type of wide receivers that we had last year. So it is what it is. So when we look at everything, this defense last year, we were not the type of defense. We started off a little rocky, and then we kind of held everything, and then we started making justifications. We started to say to ourselves, yeah, this defense is top five. This defense is top six. This defense is doing that. But we were not doing a certain thing in certain categories. We were not getting sacks, and we was not getting turnovers and takeaways. But we would still say, man, we held opposition to a certain amount of points. And even when we lost to the New Orleans Saints, it's not like they hung 30 on us, right? It's not like they hung 40 on us. We still like saying to ourselves, man, hey, we did pretty good. It's just that the official nodders kind of hated on us. So now we look at everything and we say, okay, fast forward for 2020. This defense, we know there are going to be a lot of moving parts. Me, Big Game James, my guy Skywalker, he was sitting there saying last night, he was going over the detailings of possible Jordan Lewis is going to get kicked out of the paint or pretty much get kicked off the team or what have you, or possibly they could use him as trade lure, or he would have to have one hell of a training camp in order to stay on his team. Then I started pondering. I started to think. I said to myself, man, Jordan, he's one of the dogs last year. Jordan was one of the guys that at least when the ball got his way, he took the ball in his hand and he got up with the ball, right? He was a takeaway artist. And I started looking at it and say to myself, how can I look at Jordan, Hip Pocket, Lewis objectively? So I said, let me look at some of the game. Let me look at some of his warts. Because you learn more from your failure than your success. Can I repeat that? Maybe you guys got to write this down. You learn more from your failures than your success. Look, success happens in private, failure in full view. Success happens in private and failure in full view, meaning that nobody sees you when you're studying. Nobody sees you when you're working out on your craft or what have you. But if you slip and fall in plain view, everybody see, oh, that's where Law fell at. Oh, that's when Law stumbled over a word. That's when Law got mad and upset. Oh, that's when they took Law page down. Or that's when Law had to create another page. People see your failures. But you don't stop there. You got to continue to find ways to grow, but you got to understand where you slip at. Meaning that's why they put the sign, the wet floor sign out there. Because now you can look at that wet floor sign and say, okay, based upon the character on that image of the wet floor sign, that area is wet. So if I step there without caution, I will fall. So I started to look back at Jordan, Hip Pocket, Lewis tape, and one game really stood out to me, that Bills game. It was a horrible game for him. My dog over here, Cole Beasley, worked him in every shape, form, or fashion. Worked him. Can I say that again? My dog, Cole Beasley, out there worked him. And I said, man, I thought that Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis was a lockdown, shutdown, slot guy. But that game let me know that even though I can't put all of the blame on Jordan, but most of the blame on Jordan occurred in that game. We had the Buffalo Bills pent inside their own red zone. It was one-on-one coverage situation. Of course, we know that this defense is vanilla and a half. They didn't send nobody blitzing. All 4 against their 5. Actually, they kept the running back to chip in the backfield, and I'm talking about that particular game. What happened here, it was slide up mano a mano. Cole Beasley versus Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis on their red zone. Well, on our red zone, or on our side of the field. And they had to march at least 90 yards to get out of that hole. One play. That doggone Cole Beasley got out of his stance. At 5-yard line, he did a little jerk move to go inside and peeled all the way around to the right. Jordan, you talking about social distance. He was practicing his social distance that game. But he burnt them. But I sit there and said to myself, maybe, just maybe, that was just that game. This is my guy right here, man. Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. He says, I'm all in for CD Lamb. Just brought his jersey. Shout out to you, man. ATF, man. Hey, if you bought his jersey, if you're a part of my Instagram, take a picture, IM me, DM me in Instagram, and I'll post it, man, back on YouTube, baby. So, yeah, let me know if you're part of Instagram. Really appreciate you for going out there supporting the nation, buying those jerseys and things. So what I'm saying is that Is Jordan Lewis chopped liver? No. Is Jordan Lewis a guy that have to play in the confines of a system? Yes. I think that even though he got burnt like toast in that particular game from the interior side of it, playing the slot, I still think that Jordan Lewis can play cornerback as relates to left corner or is it late to playing the right cornerback position? Yeah, I would want to play on the right corner side because I would rather have Jordan Lewis inside the corner spot, have the safety over the top. I think that if you tell Jordan Lewis, hey, I know you're not the tallest guy in the world. I know you're not the fastest guy in the world, but you're going to have over the top protection. And on top of that, we will rotate you time and time, depending on the dictation of the defense or the offense. I think that he will be better in this particular scheme, regardless of his height and size and his measurables, because he is one of the things that Nolan said that he wanted, a ball hawk. And I think that he will be able to get those things, get that ball back to the opposition, get the ball back to the offense. Yo, Adam, what's good, man? I have three number one receivers. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. And I heard the conversation before on, I want to say, ESPN. Michael Irvin was going over talking to Stephen A. Smith, although I can't stand Stephen A. Smith, but I do listen to Michael Irvin. When the playmaker is on, I'm listening. I got my ears real close, He was pretty much saying that this CeeDee Lamb kid, he can play inside or outside. He can play pretty much anywhere you align him at, on top of the fact that Cooper can do the same thing. Now, since the Dallas Cowboys drafted number 13, we have yet to see him primarily play inside the slot. We normally see him playing outside by himself, but I can say that where he from, Colorado, I was able to see Gallup sometime line up inside. Here's the thing. I think that Gallup can play multiple positions. I think that what we can do in this particular confines of the offense is that we can play this type of spread of rotating, moving these guys around, and so the opposition cannot get a beat on them. And the two guys that are going to do the most of the rotation is, guess what? CeeDee Lamb and my guy, Amari Cooper. And there's no hate at my guy Gallup, but I want Gallup to stay right where he's at because he's so physical, baby. And he win. Shout out to you, Jay. He says you can pre-order your jerseys on Cowboys Pro Shop. Yes, indeed. Hopefully there will be a link that I can give you guys so y'all can get percentages off. I'm gonna reach out to them and see whether or not they can send me that link. They sent me one before, I just never pushed it. But hopefully I'll find that link for you all and I'll post it in the description box so you guys can get at least, I think it's 10% off or 15% off, something like that. I'll make sure I can find that link for you all. As far as the jerseys, what have you. Go buy those jerseys. Go buy them. And don't forget to go buy number 13 jersey as well. Michael Gallup. Don't forget about him. Hey, is May 9th still the scheduling release? CT Cowboys. CT, shout out to you, fam. I think that is May the 9th or it could be May the 10th. But let me know what's your prediction. Are you guys leaning toward, like what I'm saying, like 2 divisional games starting off the gate? You know for sure you got a 90% chance that we're going to play against the Giants. The headline would be there. I think that you can talk about the Dallas Cowboys versus former head coach Jason Garrett's offense. That would make headlines, right? The Dallas Cowboys, we're here live. I just wish it was an away game. I like to save our home games for when they get colder. I like to have our home games at the back end. I think it's the Redskins. Let's play Cincinnati 16 times. And we ain't that blessed of an organization like the funky old Patriots to play the Bills twice a year, the Dolphins twice a year, and all that stuff. I want Philly first. Here's what I want. I want Philly too. I love this time of the year when we start talking about real football and who we gonna play and these sort of things. Here's what I want against those funky Philadelphia Eagles. Cry, Eagles, cry to the land of no victory. Here's what I want to do against those crazy Philadelphia Eagles. I want us to play at their home first. Let me repeat. I want us to play at their home first. And then, towards the latter part of the year, they come down here the big day. And we give them a rule of awakening. Because I hear all of these Eagle fans all year long. Dak Prescott couldn't win when it mattered the most. Like the other time, the Dak Prescott versus the Carson Wentz battles never matter, right? Like he's not, 4-1 against Carson, or like he's not is he 4-1 against Carson? Y'all help me out. Is he 4-1 against Carson, or is he like 4-2 or 4-3? Y'all help me out. What's Dak Prescott record versus Carson? And they dismissed that first game, like the 37 to whatever game it was. He's 4-2. Shout out to you, Reddy. Shout out to you, Reddy. He's like 5-2. This is from JJ. And I think that one of the losses was because I think it was the last game of the season. And since he was the primarily starter for that game, it was the game that Tony Romo entered in. It's crazy. Offensively and defensively, yeah, we improved. We improved tremendously, man. We did, Cowboy Nation. I think that when we start to think about this thing, yeah, he's 5-1, Adam. Yeah. But yeah, I guess whoever the quarterback that started the game, even though he didn't play, he only played like one series of that game. I think we lost that game, but they still counted as a loss for him. Neither here nor there. Eagles won. In my opinion, it was a good victory for them because by them winning, they still lost. They made it to the playoff, got knocked out, got kicked out of the club, and they had a horrible or a worser draft pick than we had, right? See, think about it. If the Cowboys, look how this world works. It's like the alternate universe. It's kind of like, you ever guys watch Flashpoint, The Flash? Or the butterfly effect. You ever watch those movies? Like, if you change one thing, the whole universe changes, right? Tony, what's good with you, fam? Really appreciate you. Smash that like button, man. Show some support. Yeah, I really appreciate you, Tony. Thank you so much for making a donation to help grow the nation. If the Cowboys were to win that last game against the Eagles, we go into the playoffs, right? Because we smashed the Redskins, right? We go into the playoffs. This is crazy. We keep Jason Garrett because what they're going to look at is that he wielded a team, and it's hard to fire somebody as it relates to making it to the playoff 3 times out of out of 4 years or what have you, whatever the number would have been. It's hard to fire somebody at that point, especially when he's your son. So we would have kept Jason Garrett. Not saying that I'm wishing that we were to lose or what have you, but it's just an alternate universe. We probably would have kept Papa Rob Marinelli. Oh my goodness. And if we got kicked out of the playoff, if we ultimately didn't win the Super Bowl, that would have been like we wouldn't have been able to draft CeeDee Lamb. See how all of this stuff works out? Oh, it's crazy. It's just flat out crazy how one loss can benefit us, believe it or not, when it's hindsight 2020, and their one win kind of put them in this whirlwind of doubt. Having them drafting Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, having them reaching out for multiple wide receivers, John Hightower, Tupac, and Biggie. They're reaching out to multiple guys sitting there saying, how can I get a wide receiver with speed? And they talk about speed. Don't you know that philosophy is trash? Don't you know that philosophy already been tried time and time again? Oh, Lord, where are you pulling their resources from? What you talking about, man? They could have one of these guys to do this, could have one of these guys to do that. No. Because there was an owner name that's from the Raiders. What's that owner's name down there? All he did was draft fast guys. He thought that, hey, if I can get fast wide receivers, we can win games. What was his name? I think Jerry Jones is patenting some of his stuff. Al Davis. Yeah, there you go, Tony. Yeah. They pulled an Al Davis calling card, sitting there saying, we're going to get a lot of fast guys. Oh, they think the Al Davis philosophy will work. Yes, what's up, D? Lunatic. Appreciate it. Look at that, look at that, look at the logos out there, putting it out there. But shout out to the Eagles, though. Shout out to them. But I can't wait. I can't wait to play those boys. I can't wait to see what they gonna do. Eagles being the Super Bowl hungover for another 50 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the craziest calling card in the craziest time. But I want people to say this. Say it to yourself. Do not forget about Michael Gallup. And they're right. And they're right. Demise. What's good, fam? Can't wait. What's up?
Hey, I need you to give me a verbal consent. Just say yes.
Yes.
Was that good enough?
Yes. Who that is?
It's our fitness membership team.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell them yes. Yeah, tell them yes.
Were you able to hear that, ma'am?
Yeah.
I think she heard it. Were you able to hear that?
Yeah, tell her she can hear it. She can hear it. Yeah, Queen of the Peace Corps had to ask me something. How's Gallup already forgotten? Yeah, this dude has taken over the games for us. Yes, Adamantium. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are already thinking beyond the confines of this year and sitting there saying that, hey, because we got Lamb now. Oh, because we got Lamb now, we don't have to worry about Gallup. Oh, we can move on from Amari Cooper. The Lamb haven't even played a game yet. And with the same conversational piece, a lot of people, if you think about it, close your eyes and imagine this, right? It was a pivotal moment for our organization. We went and drafted Dez Bryant so many moons ago. I was thinking that, of course, one can say that Terrell Owens was a bad apple, what have you. But just think if we had a stronger coaching philosophy or a stronger organization. Instead of a Miles Austin, although he balled out the previous year, but Miles Austin, them hamstrings were just bad. But just say this right to yourself. Can you imagine if we haven't pulled the trigger too quick on Terrell Owens and we had a chance to have Dez Bryant and Terrell Owens on the field at the same time? Oh man, it would have been a whole lot better than what we went through. But oh my goodness, it would have been crazy. And it's open to it will open up the running game. Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Lamb. They should open up this running game. Cowboys should look at 8 men in the box, 9 men in the box, whatever it may be. You can put all 11 of them if possible in the box. They should be like, okay, it's finna go crazy. It's going to go crazy. It's going to be medieval nasty. It is. It is, Cowboy Nation. It was another point that I wanted to bring up. Oh, I wanted to bring up this right here. Taco Charlton release. Him being gone from the Miami Dolphins. It reminds us it's like a bullet that we've been shot with that cannot just exit out correctly, that we have to have it surgically removed. And it's always a reminder that we made an epic mistake with that situation. Now, I will say this. I think that Taco, if he were to fell into the right system at the right time, maybe people can have a different view of him. But by Taco ultimately going to Miami, and then they sitting there saying, we don't want to order another cup of coffee. Excuse me. We don't want to order another cup of coffee with you. We want to get this thing moving. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me for us to spend that type of research on that particular guy, and he's gone. And TJ, he's still making impacts and moves over there where he's at. Got a belch again. They keep saying that we're going to go 8-8, and we have a new coach in anyway. Demise, though. Look, the 8-8 mantra has been started because of the situation where we went 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. Of course, people still look at that, and then they look at last year's game and they say, okay, the Cowboys are who they are. They went 8-8. But here's the pattern of it all. There's one guy that we can look back on and say to ourselves, oh, who's that one guy? Who's that one guy? Oh, Coach Red. I say bring him back. There's a huge market for a right defensive end. You talking about you talking about Taco Jay? You bring Taco back for a cup of coffee? Oh my goodness. My thing is, Jay, here's where I disagree. And here's why I agree. I disagree from the simple fact that Taco is the type of guy is who you gonna remove off in order to insert him back. You talking about Andy Dalton, or you're not talking about Taco? Because if you're talking about Taco, I just say that I just don't think that Taco had that effort, that motor factor. That's where I just have those worries with Taco. My only agreement would be if you can get him for dirt cheap. Bring him back. He got the length. Maybe under a different coaching administration, you could see something. But outside of that, like my boy said, he's soft Taco. Let's go get Everson Griffin. This is from Rocco. Let me see. I'm talking about Taco, right defensive end. Today is only Dorrance Armstrong and Tyrone. I just think that Taco will play better at left. And we got a guy over there at left that refused to get off the field, and his name is D-Law. But Taco is done. It's from Locks. Yeah. Let me see. Hey, Law, what do you think about signing Dalton as a backup? Andy Dalton as a backup. Andy Dalton as a backup. Texas is his home. Texas is his home, if I'm correct, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. Texas is his home. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Texas is his home. We got Cooper Rush. We got Ben DiNucci. Backup Andy. TCU alum. Okay, Jay, really appreciate you. Backup Andy Dalton. Backup Andy Dalton. What would be his salary though? What would you pay for Andy? Let's go Cooper Rush. No, Cooper Rush. Reason why I would say yes to Andy Dalton. Reason why I would say yes to Andy, good old Andy, as a backup, as a guy that's moving away from those cold elements. It's cold out there in Cincinnati land. It is cold when it's cold outside. Man, it's cold out there, man. I don't want to be out there in Cincinnati land. Let me know if it's cold. It's cold. Man, no way, no how. Give me a veteran quarterback, though. Good teams normally pick up veteran guys to help them out down the line. Just in case. Now, I do know that Dak Prescott, I'm knocking on some wood, he don't get injured as much, but bring him back for us. Look, let him test the market first. Let him see what he can get out there for a team. But I will bring him in just for the simple fact that this Texas is his home. I think that he probably grew up wishing and wanting to play for the Dallas Cowboys, right? For number 2 would be the fact that he is a veteran. Number 3, I think that he will be better than a Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush does these type of things. He shows up in practice, telling you out there in Oxnard, Jay can tell you too. Cooper Rush is one of the guys that in practice, he looked marvelous, wonderful. Fade ball, go through his progressions, right? Anticipate his throws, evade, throw the D ball, Does all of those things. But when preseason come around, it just seems as if though Cooper Rush found a disappearing act. Him and was it Mike White last year, lighting it up during training camp. We were looking at it like, boy, boy, it's gonna be a rough situation for Rain Dakota. Give me Mike White. And then the blue and white game come on. We were like, hey, hey. And then when the preseason game come on, you say, man, what the world happened to old Cooper Rush? Pooper Rush. So that's just how I look at it. And then Dak Prescott, he can look like Boo Boo the Fool out there in practice. He's trying to fit balls where they don't belong. He's trying to test out things, and I like it. You know, everybody are trying to be careful and consistent with the ball. And last year, I kid you not, was Dak Prescott best. And I'm not trying to homer this thing up because I know you guys are gonna come. I did right, Jeff Curtis. He said Cooper Rush with the downward. I'm not trying to hype this brother up, but last year during Oxnard, we said, man, this might be Dak Prescott's best year. We flat out said this might be Dak Prescott's best year because he was putting the balls where we thought that he would never was able to do. He was going through his progressions. He was throwing back shoulder fade. Guess who? He was doing his all to number 13, if you know what I mean. Man, people roast Dak at camp. Yeah. See my guy Jay, he go to all of the camps. But Dak tested things. Yeah, he kept on trying and trying. And then when the game came on, you just didn't see those warts. That's why his rookie year in 2016, if you know what I mean, people was looking at it like Jamil Showers. This brother is better than Dak Prescott during the practice games and during the training camp. But when preseason came on, we were like, man, look at number 4. Look at number 4. Bradley Anay would be better than Taco. This is from $2 Holla Davis. I agree. I like Bradley Anay, and he's going to be the annihilator. You know, I love his skill set. I love his mental mind. I love his way his complex of his thoughts, the way he goes through and play with that aggressive, that chip on his shoulder. I love it. I flat out love it. What's up with you, FP, man? Really appreciate you. So we look at all those things. Dak is the man. This is from Greg Berry. The Cowboys just got to pay him like the man, right? I think that when all of this stuff is said and done, they giving him moments and time to grieve or what have you. They got the offer on the table. They might walk back whatever the 5-year deal that they're trying to give him, and they might give him the shorter deal, especially in this time. They probably look at it and say, okay, now we got a CD Lamb for you. Now we got a new offensive coach for you. Well, new head coach for you. Now this defense should be a whole lot better. So we'll see. Dak can't stop the run. Yeah, you're right. He couldn't stop the run. I do know it was something else. Somebody mentioned Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam is a starter and Andy is the backup. True Cowboy fan. I love Cam Newton, believe it or not. I love his skill set. He's big. He's tall. He's aggressive at times. He's a wheeler. I just call him Scam Newton because he held up my team, Mississippi State. He took the bag and ran to Auburn. It could have been his father, Cecil Newton, that did all of that. But I would say this about Cam. He doesn't fit for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me repeat, he does not fit in for the Cowboys. Y'all know about the Cowboys. Shout out to you, Mark, for the $1 holla. Really appreciate you. My dog Big Game James coined that phrase, $1 holla. Really appreciate you. Cam do not fit for the Dallas Cowboys. It'll be a PR nightmare. I hate to say it. It'll be a PR nightmare. It'll just be a PR nightmare. It's hard, man. Cam gonna have to go somewhere where it's the PRs is not that much. The public relations not that high. And we love Cam, but he just not ready. The moment he walk out there to do that interview with the scarf and the pink fuchsia shirt mixed in with some was it plum, assortments. They're gonna talk about that brother to here to China. Yes, indeed. But we love Cam. Shout out to Cam. I'm in PR major, and I'm not taking a case. Yeah, Cam Newton is a good quarterback. He just injury prone. So big, man. You bigger you are, the target is there. He just got to go through the progressions a whole lot faster. Yeah, can you imagine Cam at the podium, looking like Medea out here in Texas? And look, to know that my dog is telling the truth, you can go, you can look at this thing like this. If he got that type of heat action, if he got that type of heat action over there in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, you can only imagine what will happen here. Oh, my dog over here, Richard, what's good with you? Why Cowboys don't go after Clowney? My guy Jay Form, although I can't type it, he can tell you why. But since you made the $20 holla, man, really appreciate you for making the donation to help grow the nation one day at a time, one movement at a time. Also, man, you guys will be able to see this episode on Fire Stick TV. So go to Fire Stick TV and download that for me. And also, if you're on your Roku devices, go to LAW Nation TV, and you should see my face, name, or logo there as well. All right, so here's the thing. Clowning. I'm more of the fan of Everson Griffin. I think that he's more suitable for us versus a Clowney because he knows the defensive coordinator. Here's the thing. With Clowney, though, he wants about 18 mil. Now, I do know, or he wants 17, 18 mil. Every day after the draft, his price tag is going down. Every single moment, his price tag is going down. He's going down, it's going down, going down. The more people that sign and pick up when they start signing these rookies, his price tag is going down. Now, we do have $8 million in reserve if we get rid of a certain player that wears 98 for this particular team. Now, I will say that Everson, he should be anywhere around about, I want to say 12, 13. Let me see. Jeff, what's good with you, man? He said, what do you think about Ben DiNucci? I watch his film, and I think that he's going to make a strong case for the number 2 quarterback spot. He's coming for the spot. I'm going to talk about Big Ben, or Lil Ben. He can't be Big Ben. Lil Ben DiNucci. That's why I relate on Everson Griffin. I think that he already had a relationship with Coach Edwards. I think that he already pick up this particular system and scheme. And on top of that, he can play at that right defensive end. With the price tag of maybe you can squeeze him for 11 mil or 12 mil. Give the man 12 mil, maybe 8 of that guaranteed. Sign that man for 2 years. Maybe he can fall into the fold. 2 years with add some incentives to it. He's long in the tooth, of course, but I think that he will make an impact for this team day one. But if not, we are already good because we got a Alden Smith and we got a Randy Gregory and we have Bradley and Knight. I look at those 3 right there as crucial wild cards. Crucial. Now, to get to my dog question over here about Ben DiNucci. Progressions is semi there. He can't take the ball under center from what I know from right now. That's what coaches do. They help elevate. He got a good arm on him. He's good with the deep ball. Let's see what he can do. I just can't wait to training camp, Oxnard, or what have you. Well, we ain't going to Oxnard, but I can't wait to training camp go so we can see some of the balls that is thrown out there. Here's the nugget for everybody. I think that at JMU, that they didn't have a CeeDee Lamb out there. I think that at JMU, they didn't have a Michael Gallup, an Amari Cooper. Hell, they probably didn't even have a Devin Smith, nor that they had a Cedric Wilson. So when you think about it, I look at it in those parameters, and I say to myself, give this guy a chance, let us see what he can do. But outside of that, I hate to say it, still bring in Andy Dalton for a cup of coffee and see what he can do as well. Because there ain't nothing better than a known commodity versus something that's unknown. That's all I can say on that. Dak is like Potter's clay in the hands of Mike McCarthy. This is from Harold Jones. Oh, yeah. He going to ship. He going to get Dak Prescott. He's gonna say, okay, here are the things that I love what John Kitna worked with you before on. And I love what you were doing with John Kitna. But however, in my proven system, this is what I know what to do with quarterbacks. And here's the tape that I worked on with Joe Montana. Oh, here's the tape that I worked on with Rich Gannon. Oh, here's the tape that I worked on with Aaron Brooks. Oh, here's the tape that I worked on with, you get the drift. Here's the tape that I worked on with Brett Favre. Here's what I've got Brett Favre to do better. Oh, for the icing that's on the top of this cake or ice cream or the cherry that's on the top, here's what I worked on with Aaron, Dirty, Bad Man, Rodgers. That's what Mike McCarthy can do. That's his length, a piece and parts of his resume that he can walk out and say to Dak Prescott and say, okay, these are the things that I'm going to work on with you with right now. Little Ben. got a fun name, yeah. Danucci. Every time I think of his name, man, Danucci. Danucci. He got the guns. Carucci. He ain't Carucci though. Yeah, the Packers getting tired of the Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's gonna retire Packer though. Eagles Mafia, man. Appreciate the Eagles. Cry, Eagles, cry. I'm telling you, my song is gonna go platinum, baby. CD, TD, all day, every day. So just to go back over the title, Noah Brown is gone, right? He's gone, right? Noah Brown is gone. Please stop bringing up Noah Brown. He's gone, right? He's gone. He's gone. All right, to go back to my title, please, 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 shout out to you, Jamie. Please, 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 please do not forget about Michael Gallup. I love the fact that he's just sitting back in the cut. Man, $14.99 for your mind. Who getting traded? Cheeto, Jordan, or Woods? Ooh, you put some fire out there. It's your boy Z. Coaching alone made us better. Defense is not as bad as people think. D-line need to be bigger to help the linebackers, and they went and got that. Oh my goodness. That's good. That's good call right there for the $14.99 for your mind. When you say that, defense got better and we needed bigger guys. You're right. You're right. Defense was not that bad. They just need bigger. Look, when we were small as what we were last year with the fronts, we had Christian Covington. Although we was happy to have him on the board, we were still small. Do you think the kicker is better than what we had last year? From Richard. It's competition, baby. Chris Jones still scares the living bejesus out of me. I still don't think that Chris Jones is healthy enough, but we should bring in competition to push him up. Remember this: steel sharpen steel, iron sharpen iron. Thank you for the $5 holler, though. When we talk about who might get traded, Xavier Woods, Jordan Lewis. Who was the other person? Was it Cheeto? I think we keep Cheeto. I like his size. I think Xavier Woods, if he doesn't show up in camp, he showed up a lot last year, so I can't use him as a person that don't show up in camp, because the brother had like 5 interceptions in training camp. We was like, okay, this is going to be a breakout year. He showed up so much that the good old or the great Gail Brandt said, okay, this will be a guy that everybody should look at. The only expendable person, and this is what we had the conversation on last night, was the Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis because of scheme fit. And you could look at it and say, well, the Raiders just drafted you, the Raiders coaches over there drafted you, or the Giants coach drafted you as well. Those would be the 2 trading partners. Normally you don't trade within the division, but they could be a situation. So we'll find out. We'll find out, man. We did bring in some other guys on the defensive back category. So to me personally, it could be one of those situations. Bud says Jordan Lewis is gone. Yeah, it's crazy. But we'll figure that out too. But Jay know. Yeah, Rodney Ellis said, well, come on, man, Jay know. Olumba is gone. Donovan Olumba is gone. I think he's going to probably the Chiefs. So that's just how that goes. CD will be a monster rookie of the year. Just watch. Yeah. Cowboys, what's good, man? Shout out to you for that information. He's calling it. He said that CD will be the rookie of the year. What's up, Isaac? All right, Cowboy Nation. I done talked to you guys long enough, man. All 370 or 80 of you guys that's in here, man. I really appreciate you all. This was not a scheduled live stream. This was just something that was on my mind as it relates to Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup. A lot of people forgetting about him. And I think that he can slide right in, right under the radar. He's not a boisterous guy. Slide right into this thing and just go crazy. Crazy. Yes, Pap, I think that Awuzie may move to safety. Could be a great situation for us. All right, let me know where you guys are from. Post me your thoughts. Let me know your reservations. Let me know how you guys feel about the quarterback. Let me know how you guys feel about the running back, this coaching staff, and beyond. Platforms, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, MySpace, Black Planet. Oh my goodness, man, I'm everywhere. Periscope at LAW Nation. Do me a huge favor if you have a Roku device, if it's at your mama, cousin, uncle house, no matter where it's at, download LAW Nation TV, and you will see my face, name, or logo there, and just upload the content there. If you're on Apple, iPod, just type in LAW Nation TV, well, LAW Nation podcast, and you should see my face, name, logo there, as well as Fire Stick TV. I'm everywhere, baby. Let's grind to shine. Pama, roll tide. There you go, Lord. I see you over there, fam. Great job, Eric, man. Really appreciate you, man. Y'all share this thing. That's the best thing you can do for the nation. Just hit that share button and share it, share it. If you got 99 pennies, join the membership. We got some great things that's going to be around the future as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys content, especially when the season starts, some behind the scenes stuff. For those who joined the private meeting that I had before, you guys know what I'm talking about with with not the Facebook membership, but with the YouTube membership. Join it. That's about everything right there, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really, really, really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. I don't have the music today, fam. I don't, but I will have it a little later on. I may do a marathon stream tonight. Let me know if you guys are down for the marathon stream. Maybe it can start at like 9, 10, and we'll do it until I fall asleep. What about that? Let me know if y'all down for something like that. We'll be the marathon stream right from behind me. Yeah, let me know. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Shout out to you, T Mac, 1906. Yeah. FP, really appreciate you, man. Five with my dog Jay with all of the information for the nation. Let's go. Peace.